designated hitter for the final out of the inning in spite of a good pick throw for Evan Gale, the left-hander. Runner does stand in scoring position now for Cameron Arrington. One and one. Gale way off the plate for ball number 2. Two balls, one strike. Pitch up the ladder, 3 and 1. Split our broadcast time here on 94.5 The Ranch last weekend between baseball and softball. We're here for all 4 this weekend, and the baseball side of things, as this is always a real fun series. 3 and 1. Gale pitch inside corner, runs the count 2 full. Next week, softball's at home Wednesday at noon, doubleheader against McCook. Friday at 1 against WNCC. Baseball has a home and home next weekend with McCook. They'll be on the road Friday, and here in Sterling Sunday, we'll have coverage of the Sunday games. 3-2 pitch, ball popped up behind the plate, foul. We'll do it again. Both teams on the road the following weekend. Baseball in their trip to New Mexico to face Luna, and softball down to La Junta to face Otero. 3 and 2. Gale rocks and fires. Pitch drilled out to left field. It's going to get down in front of Wynn Drews. Moving on the play was Hauslick. He'll come home, and it's an RBI single with 2 outs for the Bobcats. They now lead 5-1 in the top of inning number 4. All 5 of the Southeast runs have scored with 2 outs. Cole Carter, who had a home run his last time up, will step in. First time for him seeing Evan Gale. Gale will make the pick throw over to first, and Arrington scampers back in safely. Bunt shown, pounded back, foul by Carter for strike number 1. Given the snow we got earlier in this week, infield may play a little bit slower than traditional, although this is usually a pretty slow playing infield anyway. And just add a piece to it if you can find a way to nestle a bunt onto the infield grass. Swing and a miss on the 0-1. No balls, 2 strikes. Gale, pitch delivered in the dirt for ball number 1. Try and get out with no further damage after Cameron Arrington drives in 1 in the 4th. That's 3 consecutive innings Southeast has scored. Step off and throw to first. Back in safely goes Arrington. One and 2. Pitch delivered in the dirt, throw down to second, and neither Nolan or Kusi covered. So Arrington swipes second. 5-1 ball game, top of the 4th, and Cole Carter now has a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Two offering, swing and a miss. Evan Gale gets a strikeout to end the inning. 1 across, 1 left on. NJC trails Southeast 5-1. We head to the 4th next on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Northeastern Plainsman trail 5-1 as we welcome you back to Plainsman Park. Bottom of inning number 4, made possible by Rudy's Tires. Locations all across the area. There's always a Rudy's Tires close by, and you can even get them to come to you. Visit rudystires.com for more information. Before we come back for the baseball end of things, over at the softball side, Plains women had 2 on, but unable to play to run in the 4th. They do lead Luna 4-0. As we head to the 5th over there, Lane Snow will kick things off for the Northeastern Plainsmen in the bottom of the 4th, and he'll foul off the first one he sees. Lane Snow, Harrison Good, Jackson Doty, 4, 5, and 6 in the order due up. Cam Tynert, 4th inning of work. Very efficient last inning, just 10 pitches off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. He's at 53. He's struck out 6 Plainsman batters so far. Lane Snow, strikeout victim his first time up. Pitch delivered. Snow will foul it off. Thought you were going to see Tynert lifted from this game early the way his pitch count was rolling early. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tynert, 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Snow's down on strikes. 7th strikeout of the ball game. With 1 away, that'll bring up Harrison Good for the Northeastern Plainsman. Well struck ball, but he flew out to right. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors, 2 left on the Southeast line. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left on the Northeastern line so far. Tynert. First pitch and Good will watch it by for strike number 1. Usually when we come into the season, at the end of March, the 0-1 pitch is drilled by Good out to left field. Long run, but Carter able to track it down. Another well-struck ball by Good that dies in the glove of an outfielder. 2 away now in the bottom of the 4th inning, and Jackson Doty to the plate. But usually, this is my 16th year inside Region 9. Usually you can say, all right, there's one team that's the favorite, or, these are the 2 favorites. I can't tell you who the favorites are inside the region this year. That's how tight Region 9 baseball is this season, as Jackson Doty takes a home run swing and gets strike 1 contact in the first offering from Tynert. Makeup-wise, both of these teams have all the tools to be a team that makes a run to win the region and head to the district tournament in Arizona in May. 0-1 pitch on the outside corner, 0-2. But I think so does Otero, so does WNCC. Trinidad obviously has some good pieces. We saw it last week in McCook's, always McCook. Pitch in the dirt for ball 1. I think there's some good pieces on that Lamar side. I mean, obviously with the pedigree of the program there, you can't ever count Lamar out. 1-2 offering. Doty watches it by. Called strike 3 outside corner, and the Plainsmen do no damage again. Again sat down in order. They're down 5-1 as we head to the 5th on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Second inning of work for Evan Gale as we head to the top of inning number 5, brought to you by Gordon Insurance. Be prepared for everything life throws at you. Car insurance, life insurance, farm insurance, crop insurance, Gordon Insurance. 970-526-6139. Drew Borner, Elliott Peterson, Avery Moore. The 3 Storm players due up in this third inning. Evan Gale taking over for Sage Ferguson, who was removed in the top of the third inning. Eight hits, couple home runs for Southeast. Largely have kept the Bobcat Bats in check, though, a traditionally power-hitting program. Borner waves at the first one from Evan Gale for strike number 1. Normally there's a big velocity difference between Ferguson and Gale. Didn't see it, at least on the radar today. Borner watches Gale miss away for ball number 1. The southpaw with the 1-1. Fastball off for ball 2. 2-1 pitch. Gale will drop it near the knees. Cote frames it for strike 2. Two-two pitch. Little soft liner over to second. Ryan Kusi makes the catch. The leadoff man in the top of the 5th inning. Cam Tynert's only at 62 pitches. I still don't know. I mean, knowing the coaching staff at Southeast, the way Tynert's dealt the last few innings, he may be given the chance to try and go complete game. Obviously, in the first game of the series, you're hoping for that to save your pen. Fastball across for strike number 1 as Elliott Peterson steps in. Just eyeball the arm health, I guess, if you will, and see how Tynert is feeling. The 0-1 pitch. Soft fly ball, shallow center field. Hot in comes good. He's not going to get there. Kusi retreating didn't get there either. Just the dying fly ball for Elliott Peterson, and he has his second consecutive single. With one away, he's on in the top of the 5th to Avery Moore. Gale, first pitch, fired inside corner at the knees for strike number 1. Gale keeping an eye as the southpaw and the runner at first will make the throw over. First inning, double play ended it. Evan and Gale would love the same thing right here. 1-1, up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 offering. Bouncer, third base side. Foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Over at Mason Field, it remains 4-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Actually, Luna just scored 2 in the top of the 6th. 2-run home run from who else? Angelica Ortiz, the nation's leader in home runs. Foul ball off, 1-2. I didn't look at the numbers for that softball series, but she had 28 home runs going into the series last weekend. Plainsmen still lead 4-2, though. 1-2 pitch off the thigh of Avery Moore. So ahead in the count, hit the batter. 2 aboard. First time today that Southeast has had 2 aboard. Done all their damage with 1 aboard or none. As Cole Karen steps in. Karen, the 5-hole hitter, has struck out twice for Southeast. He was the man at the plate in the pitching change, as he started with Sage Ferguson pitching to him in the third inning, ended with Gale, comebacker right down the middle and taking off from second Peterson. It's an RBI single for Southeast with one away. And home will come Peterson. To second goes Moore. Now 6-1 in favor of Southeast with one out in the top of the fifth inning. Max Peterson, a single and a ground out to his credit to the plate for the Bobcats. Evan Gale. Fire pitch up off the elbow of Peterson. Runners were moving. That's the second hit batter of the inning. And loads the bases up. And Eden Holt, homer and a single, will be at the plate. Josh Cote is going to be given the opportunity to go out and have a conversation with his freshman pitcher in Evan Gale. Noted that Evan's longest outing was 2 innings. That was back in February. He's largely been a stopgap. He's in an inning and 2/3 right now. See what you can get out of him with the bases loaded and one away. This is definitely a tough spot to pitch in no matter your experience level. Bases loaded. Gale. First pitch waved at by Eden Holt for strike number 1. Oh, 1 pitch up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looked like things were going pretty well. Got that line drive softly to second, single. Then hit a batter, come back or back up the middle, hit another batter. Cue off foul on the 1-1, 1-2. Shows you how quickly this one can evaporate on you. And after the command issues, there is activity in the Plainsman pen. 1-2 pitch lofted foul over the Bobcats dugout. Count will remain 1 ball, 2 strikes. Only damage done by Luna in the top of the 6th over at the softball diamond was that 2-run home run. It's 4-2 Plainsman headed to the bottom of the 6th there. 1-2 pitch up the ladder, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 5th here in a 6-1 Southeast lead. Two offering. Dances just off the plate and runs the count 2 full. Southeast has dealt with full counts now 3 times since Gale came in. Pitch will be grounded deep in the hole at short. It finds its way into left field. Moore scores. Karen moving from second. He'll come home. First to third on the play goes Peterson. Into second goes Holt. It's a 2 RBI double in an 8-1 ball game. Runners stand on second and third. Still 1 away, top of the 5th. Chase Houselug will come to the plate. Houselug has a single in this ball game off Evan Gale. He struck out against starter Sage Ferguson. First pitch ripped Out to center field by Houselog. Long run into center field, and look up, it's over the fence and gone. A 3-run bomb for Chase Houselog. And the Bobcats have opened this ball game up in the top of the 5th inning with a 6 spot. It's now 11-1 in favor of Southeast. 3rd home run of the game for a team that wasn't even averaging a home run a game coming into this series. Cameron Arrington drove in the run last inning, will step in with 1 away, and the first pitch from Evan Gale's low for ball number 1 to him. Plainsmen have been sat down in order each the last 2 innings. A 1 pitch, hops to the plate for ball 2. Gale. 2-0 off the plate, 3-0. Now it almost becomes a point, although still find a way to keep this one in striking distance or alive just beyond the 5th. Strike across, make it 3-1. But Evan Gale may just be asked to eat the remainder of this one. 3-1 pitch off the plate, ball 4. If you can find a way to get out of this inning, you're going to have your offense score just to see the 6th inning at this point. But I don't know that Coach Catchell's going to take any more chance here. Evan Gale is getting a visit from the Plainsman's head man, and having given up a 6th spot in this 5th, he'll be lifted from the ball game. 1 away, top 5 pitching change. Plainsmen down 10 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Ben Mitchell, the new pitcher for the Northeastern Plainsmen, in the bottom of the 5th, down the 11-1. Pitching change brought to you by Stubbs Gas and Oil. When you're traveling, you need the one stop that has it all on I-76, exit 66A in Wiggins. Stubbs Gas and Oil. 3rd of an inning of work last weekend against Trinidad in the 14-4 loss, game number 4 for Mitchell. Prior to that, he hadn't pitched since the Miles series back on February 18th. He'll take to the bump for his 4th appearance of the year, just an inning and a third so far this season for him. He will take over for Evan Gale, whose final line is an inning and 2/3, 7 runs all earned, 2 strikeouts, 7 hits, the 1 walk and the 2 hit batsmen. Runner on first is responsible to him as well, and Cameron Arrington, as Cole Carter, top of the order, is due up in this 5th inning. Now you definitely believe, although maybe sitting too long, but one would probably believe Cam Tynert will be given the chance to finish this and use just 1 pitcher. First pitch behind Cole Carter all the way to the backstop, and Arrington heads to second. You're the road team. It's the way you want a series to start. So it looked like we were going to be in line for a slugfest between the two teams' aces as fastball to Carter is across in the outside corner, 1 strike. Ferguson lifted after giving up his second home run in the third inning, mid-batter no less. The Plainsmen have kind of been spiraling since. 1-1 pitch over the top in for a strike goes Mitchell. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 11-1 ball game with 12 hits by Southeast in this one. Foul ball off himself by Cole Carter. Count will remain 1-2. Plains women's softball is 2 outs away from getting the win in game number 1 over at Mason Field, up 4-2. One, two. Mitchell. Breaking ball doesn't. Stays up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two-two pitch. Fastball up, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fastball pounded off foul by Carter, and the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Actually, it is 3-2. Mitchell, payoff again. Foul or drilled down the third base line under the glove of Byler. Arrington rounds, comes to the plate, trading places. Cole Carter heads to second. 12-1 ball game in favor of the Bobcats. And Drew Borner will step in, still with 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. Borner 1 for 3, a double, a line out, and a strikeout. He's the one that started off this inning. Oh no, yeah, he was. He'll swing and miss on the first one. Soft line drive since. Single hit batsman, double homer. Walk, double. Oh, 1 pitch. Borner lofts it off foul. We'll do it again. Working from ahead. Oh, and 2. Mitchell, fastball to the backstop, ball 1, Carter to third. One and 2, pitch waved at, gets the strikeout. Second out of the inning. Both recorded by Drew Borner on a soft line drive and a strikeout on a breaking ball in the dirt. 2 away, and the guy that started that rally with the single, Elliot Peterson. He's 2 for 3 today. First pitch, he'll pound it off foul for strike number 1. inning has definitely not been what NJC had envisioned. Trying to keep it close. Cross for a strike and take the count to 0-2. Foul to the backstop. Count remains 0-2. In the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 46 pitches this inning for NJC pitching. Going to get out. No further damage. Already 7 across. One, two, up and in. 2-2. Just went final over at Mason Field. Plainsman won the first game 4-2 over Luna. 2-2 pitch up the ladder, ball 3. Mitchell called strike 3 on the outside corner, ends the inning, but not before 7 cross, and NJC needs to plate 2 just to see the 6. Bottom of the 5th, down 12-1 next on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Head to the bottom of the 5th inning. NJC down 12-1 as we welcome you back to Plainsman Park. Bottom of the 5th brought to you by Buckeye Welding Supply. You have questions, they have answers, and the supplies too. Our area welders know what sets them apart. 330 South the 11th Avenue in Sterling. Defensive change for the Southeast Bobcats. Peyton Moore has taken over at first base. He'll slot into the 6th hole and hit third should we see the 6th inning. Ryan Cousy, Josh Moore, Luke Byler due up. Cam Tynert still on the hill as the first pitch is foul back for strike number 1. One of the hardest things to do is be able to keep yourself loose and keep yourself ready as a pitcher when you have a half inning that took nearly a half hour. One pitch off the plate and the count will even out at a ball and a strike. Tynert's pitched really well in this ball game. It's held NJC to the limited even contact that they have as he's high for a ball. 3 hits, 8 strikeouts. Ryan Cousy a ground out to second. 2-1 pitch, foul tip, and squared the umpire up on the face. That's why they wear the mask behind the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Future Division I pitcher against a future Division I hitter, and umpire will be given time by all parties involved to make sure he's not hearing the bells at the church. It is Good Friday, but shouldn't be hearing those out here. 2-2. Tyner, pitch, ball drilled by Kusi out to shallow right field. They just entered in more retreats. The second baseman in Drew Borner dives to try and make the play. Touched it inside the fair mark, and it caroms into right when he can't make the catch. So that is a hit for Ryan Kusi. I'm not so certain that ball was going to land fair had Borner not touched it trying to make an acrobatic play. It'll be the fourth Plainsman hit of the game, and Kusi is on for Josh Moore, who drove in the lone run of the ball game with 2 outs in the second inning. First pitch, Moore turns and smokes one out to center field. Got a little bit underneath it, though, and it'll hang up long enough for Avery Moore to get over and make the catch for out number 1. But that's 2 well-struck balls by Moore today. A ground ball that was hit well. That strong fly ball, he's definitely finding good stroke at the plate. And third baseman Luke Byler in with 1 away in the bottom of the 5th, and NJC down 12-1. Cam Tynert fires the first one all the way to the backstop. Kusi takes off, and the throw down is a hot shot off the fence right back into the glove of Peterson. But Kusi will be able to take second, even though that was a lot closer than you thought it was going to be with how off that pitch was. Just hit the fence right and came right back to the catcher. Byler a strikeout in his first at-bat in this game. He'll watch a strike by, and the count will be even at 1-1 with 1 away in the bottom of the 5th. One pitch, across for a strike, 1-2. One-two called. Strike on the inside corner. Byler's down looking. 9th strikeout of the game for Cam Tyner. 2 away, bottom of the 5th. And James Nolan will step in. He's struck out twice, down 12-1. Try and find any way to see the 6th inning. First pitch, he'll line it off foul for strike number 1. Part of the approach for this one for NJC has to be getting into some sort of a rhythm for Game 2. Overcoming an 11-run deficit is not likely. This is a 4-game series for a reason, and 9 innings in our second game. 0-1 pitch up the ladder. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball drilled by Nolan out to center field. Long run for Avery Moore, but he'll read it well and get there and make the catch. And this ball game ends early after a 7 spot in the top of the 5th inning. We go final 12-1. We'll wrap Game 1 up next on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.